a new billionaire. Well, he's not new. He's been a billionaire for a long time. But someone that's sort of new in the space and sort of not is Michael Dell. You don't really hear about Michael Dell a lot. I mean, obviously everyone's heard of Dell computers, but you don't really hear headline news. Well, recently they made a big deal with Elon with the new AI system for X, but Michael Dell tweeted this: "Scarcity creates value." Then Michael Saylor responded, "Bitcoin is digital scarcity." And then Michael Dell reposted that post. So the two had a meeting of the minds on X. Okay. And the reason why he's kind of new, Michael Dell is kind of new and kind of not new, is because back in 2015, he did tweet out that Dell is the largest merchant to accept Bitcoin internationally. At some point between 2015 and now, I think he removed that ability, but he's heard of Bitcoin since 2015. Not sure if he took it seriously or not, but now I think he is because of Michael Saylor. A lot of these Wall Street guys, Wall Street giants, they really did not pay attention to Bitcoin until they saw what Michael Saylor started doing MicroStrategy, and now it is definitely working, so they are paying attention. So hopefully Michael Dell also sees Bitcoin differently now, and maybe he employs a Bitcoin strategy too for Dell. That would be absolutely amazing. And you know what? What's funny about that is right now there are an insane amount of shorters that does not believe that or only cares about short-term price movement, one of the two. But there are an insane amount of shorters right now trying to suppress Bitcoin. I like to remind you guys, just 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin was at 72,000. Okay? And right now, yes, we're stuck at like 65,000, but still, things can move very quickly. I can't imagine the confidence that these shorters have. Right now, just to get back to 70,000, which could come in like an hour, there is $1.7 billion worth of short positions. 1.7 billion. Just to get back to 70. Getting back to 72 is probably 4 or 5 billion. These guys are all playing with fire. They're all looking to get liquidated because we know Bitcoin moves very, very quickly, suddenly, unexpectedly, and we could be at 70K in an hour. I just can't believe how many shorts there are right now that are piling up. But for us who are long on Bitcoin, this is a great thing. I'm waiting for them to get liquidated. I'm waiting for the short squeezes to drive us to a new high, which is coming. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when, and it is going to come. Exchange reserves continue to drop, even though I get conflicting data. Sometimes I hear it's like this, 3-year low, but sometimes I hear it's way more than that, 7 years low. I've seen charts that show that Bitcoin exchange reserves are down to pre-2017 levels, right? So, bottom line is this. Supply and demand, price goes higher because, why? Demand is higher than the supply. And we know that supply is definitely going down. Not only is there a set supply, the inflation got cut in half, and more is being removed from circulation. So supply is definitely going down. And demand, well, that's not going to stop. 8 billion people on this planet, do they all hold Bitcoin? No, they do not. They do not at all, right? Until that happens, demand is going to keep on increasing. Since the beginning of time, since the beginning of Bitcoin till now, Bitcoin's returning close to 150% annualized returns, even with the nasty crypto winters, even with the down markets and volatility and all the scary geopolitical and macro stuff that has happened in the last 13 years. It's still providing 150% annualized gains. And if you compare that to, say, gold, which is giving 3.3%, large caps, US large cap SPY is giving 13.5%, NASDAQ giving 18.6%, and US growth, I don't even know, this probably like smaller growth companies, 16%. Nothing comes close. So you don't have to take all these billionaires' words for it. Okay? You just have to look at the facts. The facts are that nothing outperforms Bitcoin. It's the greatest hedge against inflation and the greatest store of value that we have. It's just really that simple. But with that said, we do have a little volatility right now, right? We are going through a period where it's a little bit scary. And I realize that, especially for the alts. Even though some of you guys may be depressed about what's happening right now this year, especially now with Bitcoin being at 63,000, 64,000, or 65,000, guess what? Look down here, 2024 year to date, bottom left-hand corner, we are still up 41% year to date when measured in USD. When measured in euro, Bitcoin is actually plus 46%. Think about that for a second. How can Bitcoin, first of all, be up 41% in USD, but 45% in euro? Well, that's because the euro has been dropping against the USD, right? So that's the thing. You have fiat fluctuations, obviously, right? But overall, every single one is just getting weaker when compared to Bitcoin because they're all being inflated and there's shenanigans all over the place, okay? Wherever you go, not just in the US, but in Europe, in UK, in Australia, in Canada, in Mexico, okay? There's shenanigans going on and inflation is causing people to lose their purchasing power. But my point is this, despite the volatility, despite the bearishness that some may have, know that year to date, Bitcoin is still up 41% when compared to USD and up 46% compared to euros.